Well, I think we have a peace plan now that the EU was not involved in the concept of it, but now it's there. I think we have an important role to play in executing it. So that means pressure on all parties to adhere to the ceasefire and also adhere to the next steps in the plan. There will now be a board of peace. I hope that the EU will play a role in that, but we'll have to see in the near future. And I think the EU has a large role to play, one in humanitarian efforts now, but also in the reconstruction of Gaza in the period to come, which of course is paramount to normalizing the life in Gaza.
There's a potential police training in talks. What is your position on that, and what would you be wanting to contribute?
Yeah, we'll see. We have two things. One, there will be a Palestinian police force. Second, there will be an international stabilization force. I think on the latter, the role for the EU and EU nations will not be that big. I think it will be mainly countries from the region that will contribute to this mission. When it comes down to police training, of course, we'll have to see what we can do. We already do police training in a number of missions, UPOL Corps, the OCS, so a number of EU nations are already involved in that, the Netherlands as well. So we'll have to see what we can do there.
Minister, how this will work? Are you confident that what's going on for this plan and this preparation will work this time? Because before they tried many times and it didn't work.
Well, as long as I'm alive, this has been one of the most complicated conflicts on earth to solve. So now I think for the first time, at least in my lifetime, we now have a plan on the table of which offers a perspective towards stabilization, towards peace, and in the end towards a two-state solution. So I think we should all gather behind this plan. There's more support for this plan than there's ever been for any plan in the past. That should give us hope and determination to follow it through. Minister, it won't be easy, but it needs to be done.
Minister, is the ceasefire holding? Because we hear about strikes, we hear about Israeli strikes in Gaza, and more civilians still dying. So is there actually a ceasefire?
I think the ceasefire is holding. You will always have violations of the ceasefire, and this is not Israel only violating it. This is also Hamas violating it. So there are rules adhered to the ceasefire. Parties need to stay behind certain lines. There cannot be offensives in one direction. Yeah, if those are violated, and that happens on an individual basis, then there will be a reaction. But that doesn't mean that the ceasefire as such doesn't hold. I think all parties are still committed to making it work.
Axios reported yesterday that Trump, Russia and the US has been coordinating a peace plan for Ukraine without involvement of either Europeans or Ukrainians. Have either you or do you know of any of your colleagues have been briefed on this matter so far? And has any Europeans been involved at all in the drafting of this plan?
I can't speak for all Europeans, but to speak for the Netherlands, no, we have not been involved. I don't know what the involvement of Ukraine has been in this plan, but obviously for us it is important that whatever peace plan is on the table, that Ukraine is behind it. This is up to Ukraine. It's about Ukrainian territory. It's about Ukrainian sovereignty. So without a buy-in of Ukraine, you won't get the support of the Europeans.
Are security guarantees for Ukraine ready, or it's still on the paper?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Are security guarantees for Ukraine ready, or is still on the paper in the case of immediate ceasefire potential?
Well, it's far too early to say. The 28-point peace plan, I haven't seen it yet. In general, let me say, everyone that wants to bring peace closer, I applaud the efforts because there needs to be an end to this war. But as I said, it's important now that Ukraine is involved and that we get to a ceasefire that makes a just but also a durable peace in Ukraine.
One of the points is to reduce Ukrainian army. Do you think you back that, or to reduce its some kind of weapons it has?
I've only heard bits of the peace plan through the press, so for me it's too early to say what's actually in the plan and how does that relate to each other. I'm not going to comment on snippets of the plan. It's far too early. I want to see the whole plan in coherence and know what Ukraine thinks about it.
The reaction on the corruption scandal in Ukraine, how can it affect support for Ukraine?
Well, we all know that corruption in Ukraine has been a problem, still is a problem. I think the only good news here is that the agencies responsible for tracking down corruption have started this investigation, have not shied away from looking at people in power that they suspect of corruption. So I think that's good. But in general, of course, this is not a good sign for those of us who support Ukraine in large quantities to see that corruption is snipping away at the money that is going towards Ukraine. So that needs to be combated, and I expect President Zelensky to have a very tough stance on this and act.
Sorry, we have to leave now.
Can it?
Can it have an effect?
Well, it shouldn't, and that's why it's so important that President Zelensky now acts decisively and shows us that we can have confidence that corruption will be combated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.